It starts with the slang virtual data scientist. So we are primarily into the supply chain where we help planning, optimization, and prioritization of the supply chain decisions for end-to-end supply chain, like starting from inbound, then production, and the outbound side. So we are essentially a startup, 7 years old. We started in 2015. We started with a vision of mimicking the logical and the analytical part of the human mind. And the base fundamental is mathematics. So on top of the mathematics, then we build in the technology, including artificial intelligence, big data, and the machine learning part. And after then, we had the strategic partnership with Holiso Logistics and supply chain operations and consulting company, wherein we added the context of the supply chain on top of this core mathematical part. So this is what we do in specifically the auto segment. Like after filing the patent in India and the US, then we did the first POC and the go live in the auto two-wheeler segment, where we spent 36 months plus to fine tune the complete platform of the AI onto giving the use cases on the auto side. So in the areas like where we add the value is on the quality side, then we have the cost, then we have the management and the delivery part, like reducing the non-productive manual compilation cost, improving the quality of the work. Then the cost side, like reducing the man hours overtime and the effective utilization of the team. Then the delivery, like faster and quality product delivery through proper PDCA and the quick action planning, and the fast retrieval of the data coming from the real-time big data systems. And then on the management side, like secure data management, so on the security side, on the cloud and the other security protocols. So this is what we have done, what challenges we have solved for the two-wheeler MNC in India. Like if we talk about the complex operations, on the left we see the challenges, like they had 100x suppliers with 4 manufacturing units, 8 regional distribution centers and the warehouses, and then 1,000 plus retailers which were spread across pan-India and 650 plus locations. And then we have the production capacity of 6.5 million units and the demographics which was all India exports and the imports. So this was the entire spectrum for that auto company in India. And then the challenges were like disparate systems were there. So they had 5 to 6 systems, including the SAP, ERPs, and 100 plus Excel files were there. And then they have the issues in accuracy of the process and the data, like single source of truth was not there. So the data perspectives were different from different people when they were seeing the same data or the same facts. And then no data security was there, no real-time KPI analysis was there. So after implementing this VERDI's platform, this is an end-to-end integrated platform which connects, after connecting with all the systems, IoT devices, and Excel files. Like SAP was there, Oracle system was there, dealer management system, IoT system, and 100 plus manual Excel files. And then we also connected the external data, like Google News was there, reports coming from NHAI, like report coming from Inland Waterways Authority of India, like there was a waterway coming in the Gujarat side that saved 320 kilometers. So how to use that information in the real time and help in the better decisioning in that auto segment. And then connecting with the Google, connecting with NHAI, like improving the road, which were 20 kilometer per day development, now it is 37 kilometer per day development. So connecting all that information into a single integrated layer of the decisioning and then helping in across the supply chain of the auto segment, like logistics on the inbound logistics and the outbound logistics. On the manufacturing side, like production planning and the optimization side. The sales and planning, like sentiment analysis, we can see where our customers, for example, if it's a two-wheeler, then mouthshut.com, bikewale.com, we can have all their views, polarity, how our SKUs are performing there, and taking their data and then combining with our central decisioning. So this helps them to align their sales and planning, predictions with their production as well as their inventory management. And then the CXO level, integrated decisioning, where they have the entire, single page view of the complete supply chain with all the functions in a single page. I'll show you the screen in the next one. So this is the value created in the quantified terms, how we help them. Like this is one use case of DAP, dispatch allocation planning. So they were, earlier, the time was 120 hours that was taken by team for the central, region, north region, west region, east region, and the south region planning. And there were 4 to 5 members who were spending 5 to 6 days to make the complete plan. Now it is being made by system in one day, they do the validation. So this helped them in reducing their hours from 120 hours to 78 hours. Then in terms of man reduction, 5% to 1% team, now 4% are doing real analytics on top of the system output. Then we have the delivery source optimization, like they had 7,400 delivery routes because multiple plants were there, multiple dealer sites were there. So that we have them in optimizing the source side of that one. Then leading to freight cost saving of 16.5%. So that was monitored over 6 planning horizons. One planning horizon was 1 fortnight. So taking the average of 6 planning horizons, the as is versus the system-based planning. So there was a cost saving of 16.5%. And then the carbon footprint reductions happened because of the distance or the routes got optimized. And then accuracy level increased from 78% to 98.8%. Yeah. So the total ROI, sorry, for the platform that we implemented there was in 3 months. This is the overview of the platform, the AI platform that we have developed. So we talk about there are multiple layers. So there's 7 layers. We start with the simulation layer, and then we go to the supply planning layer. Then we have the demand analytics layer, the ecosystem, the internal ecosystem as well as the external ecosystem. Then we have the digital control tower where we connect the actual as well as the planning and then do the comparison of that one. Then we have analytics and insights and the interaction layer where we can talk to the system over an email. You can just send an email that please tell me how many inventory is lying in my Goa RDC or some other Guwahati RDC. So system will go to the right database, will make a query, give you back a chart within just 30 seconds. These are technology overview that we use, like on the big data side, we use Spark and the Hadoop framework, which are coming from open source, MIT, Apache, and the Stanford side. Then cloud, we have deployed it on AWS and Microsoft Azure Cloud. So using this technology, we make sure that the data of the customer of the segment is completely secure. So we do all the encryptions, like we use AES 256 bit plus encryption, TLS 1.2 plus on the transaction layer. Now, if we just see how AI is working, at the background of that one. So this is the complexity causal for the wheeler that we map. So like if we see, we have the process at the top, right? So one is on the cost side or the efficiency, the second is the responsiveness. So it is always a balance between these two. So then after we map the process, then it goes to the efficiency side. Then the cost depends on whether it is a partial truckload or it is a full truckload. That depends on, how much freight we are paying onto that one. Then what is my distance? So this is how our mind also works. It starts doing that causal from top to the bottom, and then we work on that one. Same thing has been, developed into the system, and it sees like a human only, and then it works in a better supply chain decision for the auto segment. Then the digital twin, it is like when we integrate all the ecosystem, source systems with the complete layer, then we have a kind of a digital twin, which is like exactly the virtual replica of all the information that you have into the entire system. So if we see, so this is just the outbound representation, how we see a complete supply chain for the auto on a single screen. Like in the left, we have the 4, key performance indicators for the supply chain. These are configurable, like the supply chain landed cost, order fulfillment, then the inventory closing units, then the lead time. And if we see, we have a configurable path, like it's to have the soft nodes, like the PDI of warehouse, payment clearances, how it is reaching to the dealer, and then how it is selling to the end customer. And then each node as well as each line is clickable, where you can just do the double click based on the deviations it has having. For example, it has 3 color coding. One is the green, with everything actual and plan is in line. It is amber color if there is a small deviation, and in the red color if the deviation is really high. So you can always click on anything and do the further slicing, dicing of the data on the real time. For example, if we click on a single button, so this is the kind of the analysis that we can get. And we can further click onto that one and then connect with the natural calamities. Can we see if there was a festival like Onam on 31st August 2020, or how that is reacting to my ecosystem of the decision space. So this is the entire, that customer has used a big screen into their complete platform. So you have the single source of truth, right? So everyone will see the exact same data, whichever the department it is. So these are our offerings. We talk about decision science, we talk about digital twin, we talk about process optimization and automation. This is part of the team. So we're a young team coming from different pedigree, different tiers. So we have people from PhDs from IIT Mumbai, the French architect who's an ex-Alphabet. So we are like Keshav is there, so he's present here also. He's ex-PwC postgraduate from IIT Mumbai. Then Alka, she's coming from Microsoft. Ashish is here, so he has worked in the Bosch and the other good groups. So we are completely, it's make in India, and we are developing and designing the whole platform in India only. So that is our vision. Yeah, thank you.